Howdy y'all, Dean Still here from the official home, unofficial Grateful Dead music news. Bring you night 2 here in LA, they're at the Forum. This one, you get started, you're thinking, this has the makings of a monster here. They kick the thing off, you get Viola Lee, Bertha, Viola Lee. I'm at a family party, trying like hell to get home as quick as I can. It wasn't far from the house. Trying like hell to get home as quick as I can. I want to catch this on the home system. Damn Meyer sound here sounds unbelievable. Anyway, trying to get home. This got the makings of a roaster. So we get this. Listen, my kids, they were all wound up from being at this party. Really, I didn't think they were ever going to go to bed. We're on the way home. I'm got this playing, jamming this in the car. You get Jack Straw. You get Little Boss Man. It wasn't very big at all. My wound up kids, it was like I chloroform ragged them or something. Like I gave them a chloroform rag. I mean, knocked them right out. These were some sleepers. The kids, when they got home, they were just dead weight carrying them into the house. Anyway, thanks, Weir. Putting the kids to sleep. The motherfucker must have been great at putting his children to sleep, I bet. All you gotta do is play some of that Wolf Brothers stuff. Those kids go right to sleep. Anyway, thanks for that, Bob. Friend of the Devil's next, and then West LA. So this stretch of songs, this 4-song stretch, I'm starting to feel like I took up drinking again, and Bill Cosby's bartending. Really, I'm starting to feel like I'm knocked the fuck out. Like I may wake up wearing a nightgown in the middle of a field somewhere in Indiana. I don't know what the hell's happened. This segment is rough. I'm thinking this is a real sleeper. Everything just moving incredibly slow. Nothing really all that interesting at all. West LA, that used to be a great song. That's all I'm going to say about that. Anyway, Sailor Saint for me, that's got the potential to save it. And I think it did. Its bookends of that set. Really, maybe leave the whole middle out and just Viola Lee, Bertha, Viola Lee, Sailor Saint, get going. So I was feeling that segment in the middle, boy, that made me feel like my britches were made of concrete. Anyway, let's get on to it. We have an intermission. It's all about second sets anyway. So they get the second set started, right? Then they're going to drop just a third of a piece of Viola Lee, just a verse there before they kick the China Rider off. Well, that's fun. Nothing wrong with that. That's proving that you want to do something to have a better time than you might otherwise. I don't know. Anyway, you get a little tiny verse of the viola they sing. They go into China Cat. For me, the second set was like all about 3/4. Like 3/4 into all the songs, they got really good. The first 3/4, I'm not so sure about, but the last quarter of all of them, the last fourth of those songs, where most of them were very good. It kind of happened for me with the China Rider. The China Rider, I didn't know if much was going on there, and then 3/4 of the way into it, they started getting busy on it. That was a good time. As a rider, I was wondering if that was going to take off, and sure enough, something during Rider, this happened during Terrapin last night, where it just seemed like the band just ignited, like poof, and some really magical sounds started coming out of them, and that happened 3/4 of the way into the Rider, and that was some good stuff. They pulled the plug on it. It seemed like it was taken off. I guess maybe they left the atmosphere. They could rely on gravity now. They just pulled the plug and let the thing drift, and we got Dark Star. Nothing wrong with that. That's melted away. Get us to a Dark Star. Dark Star for me, once again, the first 3/4, I'm not sure, but 3/4 of the way through it, that Dark Star got tasty. They started feeling that one out just right, and I thought it got kind of crazy. I like when a Dark Star gets crazy. That's a good exercise for the mind. That one, good exercise for the brain. He's Gone's up next, and so he's gone, does what he's gone, does, and 3/4 of the way into it, it sounded pretty good. The vocal jam at the end, Jeff was participating. Boy, his microphone was really turned on tonight. Anyway, it's weird. The end of that one drops the Nightfall of Diamonds verses, and there's Jeff's back there with it. He want to sing tonight. Jeff's a singing motherfucker tonight, in his own mind, he's singing his heart out. So anyway, that brings us into Drums in Space. Drums in Space was just fine. Althea comes out of space, and Oteil's up there, he's shaking his ass, he's having a good time doing that. He had his boogie on. So once again, 3/4 of the way through it, it got pretty good. The jams got pretty good. With some really good moments in there, people having fun. Saturday night, this is funny, you get the do, okay, so you get the do, my favorite song in the world, when Garcia's singing it, the do, so you get the do, and the do, 3/4 of the way through it, got pretty good. You know what, it seems as though they completely forgot that there was a solo segment after the first 3/4 of it. And that first piece, it was completely absent, and so then we went on with some Doesn't Matters, and it seemed like that one was a little thin. They just they seem to come up short on the do tonight. It usually doesn't happen, but to me, do came up a little short. It seemed like they just forgot to jam the fuck out of that. I'm not sure why. Saturday night. What a shocker. Saturday night, funny, on the stream, this brother's jamming, a girl walks by him, he clonk, right on the head. Right on the head he hits her. He didn't mean to, he was profusely apologizing, and the camera caught that. That shit was funny, and as everyone was okay, that's why it's funny. It's like you fall down the stairs, once you're okay, that shit is funny. So everyone was obviously okay. He was an apologizing motherfucker. It just seemed like that's how Saturday night went. It was just like that. It was like just trying to jam and you accidentally smack someone in the face. It's some of it worked, some of it was sloppy as hell. 3/4 of the way through it, it was just an incredibly sloppy verse. So this was the night of 3/4, and I don't know, that probably means something in the universe or where the moon is. It probably means some shit. So anyway, 3/4 of the way through Saturday night, after we were stumbled incredibly on a verse, they moved it along. It was sloppy. If we're being honest, it was sloppy. Listen, there she showed, they come out, they encore with DeWaitt. It's fucking terrible. It's out of tune. They sing it like shit. I mean, there's nobody that's good on that. Really, it's a nobody. Nobody's line's good. Oteil, not even his line. I love Oteil. But let me tell you what, he gets his damn... He really just gets as Caucasian as weird when he sings that line. There wasn't even anything there for me. The weight's just terrible. The harmony's atrocious. The weight's just bad. Jeff gets up there, tries to do it. This just Weir's last verse. Oh my God, it's terrible. I don't know how these guys, good musicians, I don't know they hear themselves do that and think, boy, that was good, guys. Yeah, that sounds great. Let's keep playing that. I have no idea how that works. Anyway, I'm just happy we have music to report on. I love the musicians, love the music, love the scene, don't love them on the weight at all. But anyway, hey, live action, the band, they're probably on a jet already, flying to San Francisco. They were hopping on right after the show, a day off. Tomorrow, everybody can go and take a fucking picture by the Dead's old house. The poor folks that live there are going to get bombarded this week, weekend, beginning of the week here. As those folks are going to have people on their damn porch all next couple of days. Anyway, enjoy taking a picture there. I'm sure you will. The night before New Year's has always been a motherfucker. So the night before New Year's, that's the one to watch. 12:30:89. Listen to that on the drive to San Francisco from Oakland, because that second set, is the motherfucker. One of the best, probably one of my favorite drum space segments I ever attended. Jack's Raw China Rider, Estimated Terrapin. That show rocks. Is one of the best drum space that I ever experienced. So take my word for it. Put your ears to that one. You'll be glad you did. We'll report. I don't know how we're going to report. Maybe we will. I'm not certain. This is late. It's like 2:45 here on the East Coast. So I'm going to do my best trying to report on the shows in San Francisco. We'll see if that happens. Anyway, travel safe. I love you all forever. Sure you had a great time. Rock and roll.